quarterback. Sends a man in motion, hands to the motion man, trying the near side. This Grayson running room to the 35-40, 45-50, 45-40 and out of bounds. This is going to be a keeper by Elrod, past the 30, down to the 25-yard line. It goes to Grayson. Grayson cuts it upfield. He's to the 10, and upended at the 6. First down, Pioneers. 3 on the play clock. It goes to Pleasant, trying the far side, cuts up into the end zone. Touchdown, Pioneers. Good job. It comes with 3:21 to go in the opening quarter. Snap there. The kick. It's good. Man goes in motion. Give goes to the motion man. Turns it upfield. 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Pioneers. No flag. A 79-yard run for Pleasant. Oh, good job. Elrod back to throw, getting pressure. Throws it down the field. It is going to be complete at the 40 to the 35, 30, still on his feet to the 20, to the 10. One man to beat, and he will score. Touchdown, Pioneers. Wow, great broken tackle right there. Yeah. It's almost a high hit on him, helmet to helmet on Elrod. That is a 75-yard pass play. Grayson to Elrod. From Elrod to Grayson, brother. Throw Barry. Hands to Lewis. Lewis coughs it up. It's on the ground. Warren County's recovered. Pioneers come out with the football. I love this official in the very back. After we've come out with the football, then he decides to throw his meat bag. Who caused that fumble there? Dayton Jernigan. Yep. Big old Dayton got his big paw in there. Hi, everybody. I'm Jay Walker. Welcome to Turner Time, featuring Warren County Sports Authority, Jeff Simmons, and Warren County Pioneer head football coach, Matt Turner.
Yep.
Hi, guys.
Coach.
What's up?
We're back.
We are back finally. Feels right, don't it?
A month later, we're here. We're on Turner Time.
Life is good.
You're the man here.
I don't know about that. No.
Yeah.
No, this is the man. Congratulations to Mr. Hall of Famer.
The Hall of Famer.
Thank you very
Jay
much.
Walker. So that's awesome.
It was great to see you
So
going
Big
in.
thrill. I'm not sure how deserved it is, but it's a big thrill.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
I told him I appreciated him paving the way for media. I expect to be there in about a couple more decades. Yeah. No, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about Friday night's game. Coach, you know, we thought we were going to be here 3 weeks ago. Do get to do it this time. Wasn't the outcome that you expected.
Nope.
But you know, what did what were some of your overall thoughts that you took away from, finally getting to play and as Jay said, number 2 team in the state. I mean, this is a
This wasn't and a team that wasn't going through the same first game jitters as we was. They played 3 games and came in 3-0 into the into Nunley Stadium, and it was crazy. I mean, the irony of that was the team we finished our season with last year to a heartbreaker, and then come in, and of course watching film and knowing that that was a strong Mount Juliet team, a team that I think is going to do really well this season. But yeah, our effort, we talked about that all week long, and of course the high school kids, we talked about that a little bit as far as. I mean, their season was. They didn't know they was going to have a season. Yeah. They got pulled out, and that's an emotional roller coaster. And I even told my coaches and people, and I think man, you might have talked about it. I don't even know how to relate to that. I'd never got jacked up sky high and been prepared and ready to go. Got DeKalb County coming in, and then Friday morning say, hey, we're shutting down for 10 days.
Yeah.
So to get, and then we started practice back on a Labor Day, a holiday.
Coach, I'm supposed to be on the lake.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be getting the last hoorah in here for last summer, whatnot. But practice. And the bad thing was the practice was terrible the first couple of days. I ain't even gonna tell a lie, man. It was bad. But I had me and the coaching staff had put ourselves in their shoes, and we pushed them on Monday.
Yeah.
Man, Coach Crouch, the strength coach, he put them in there and the weight room. They probably had 80 squats or something, and then we did 40-40s. So we do 40-40s every Monday, and I think the kids might have thought, man, maybe coach take it easy. No, we dropped the hammer on them, and then asked them to come back on Tuesday. But then it was crazy, man. It's like we started getting the rust shook off on Wednesday, and then Thursday, I think that's when me and you, Mr. Walker, had our interview, and we had a really good practice. And we had a non-typical Thursday practice too, on Thursday.
Yeah, it wasn't a walkthrough.
Yeah, it wasn't a walkthrough. We had helmets and shoulder pads, and of course now because the middle school's playing on Thursdays, we usually practice over at Nunley Stadium, and we chose to stay at the house or at the high school and do our practice, and ended up doing a 2.5-hour practice there just because I told them this wasn't a typical season, typical year, and and that's why it's going to be all year long. So, but yeah, man, so excited. I think the kids that they came together, and I think that I was surprised.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know. It wasn't that I was surprised. I knew that they had the ability, but, this is year 3 for me, but this is my first opportunity of having a group of kids that are nearly all – we only had 2 starters coming back. So, and half are secondary and half a lot of guys that have never played before, and I think they stepped up, and I'm excited to see what this team's going to do this year.
Yeah, there were definitely some highlights.
Let's take a look at those highlights. Yeah. All right, Grayson is going to have another great year. Braylon Grayson, 24.
The good thing is, this kid's just a junior.
People
don't realize that, So
yeah, he comes off of the all.
Look at it go there.
The all region season.
Motion, hands to the motion man, trying the near side with Grayson. Running room to the 35-40, 45-50, 45-40 and out of bounds.
Long drive.
No, he does, and I think we was talking before the show. He led the yards and the tackling. So that's our dude right now. And I told him that his freshman year that he's the type of kid that we could build a program around, and obviously him and Dayton. And we've got some seniors on this program. That are stepping up big. Eli and Cantrell and Ethan Bernhardt were part of the senior captains, but so was Braylon and Dayton.
Yeah.
Just because they're returning starters, and those were the only 2 guys that had playing time.
Yeah, and the thing about it is too, man, is the trust level. Those last 2 plays that we saw there, both 4th downs.
Yep.
Put the ball in his hands.
And the thing is, Braylon was actually done some things. You don't see it. I know some people that are smarter in the game of football sees that some of the blocking wasn't there. That Braylon made some things happen here.
Got to the edge.
Yep, got to the edge and just made some things go.
Yep.
And on the first play, did you notice how he switched hands with the football? He's protecting the football.
Yep.
A lot of maturity as a running back.
Yeah, he's a guy that's played. He played a lot of football for you, and he's just like you said, just a junior.
Yeah. And excited to watch that young man grow.
Going to get better.
So,
and I think he was a part of some pretty big plays as well on Friday night. We're seeing some of the runs he's doing now, but He had a guy on the other side that could do some things as well.
Yeah, Jathan Pleasant, and that's the thing. Jathan is just a sophomore, so I mean that's a kid that's looking to learn and watch how Braylon Grayson does his things, and I mean it's good to see that the program is starting to build leaders and guys that are going to be future leaders, and they're watching and just getting after it.
Yep.
Good to see some real speed in the back.
Hey, I tell you what, man, we've got some guys that's on the defensive side. Keldrick Cox and Rutledge and some of those guys. I mean, look right there, Jathan Pleasant, man. As you said in your article the other day, that's a pleasant surprise, man. And we knew what that kid's capable of. And even Coach Matheny had told me about this kid. He had some kind of unfortunate injury in middle school. And Coach Matheny literally said, if Jathan Pleasant would have been healthy, I would have won 2 or 3 ball games my first year. Because that's the type of kid that Jathan Pleasant is, man. And I straight up, very quiet, humble kid, man. I love him. Then you got Nate coming in here.
Just throwing it up there.
Of course, I think this is going to be a connection, that we're going to see a lot in the next couple of years, Nate to Grayson. But Nate, big shoes, he had to strap on.
The last guy that was throwing a football at Nunley Stadium before him was Mr. Football.
Yeah, so I mean, that's some pretty big shoes to fill. But I told Nate, and I'm very proud of Nate, and I think Nate's our guy. I remember sitting in last winter during basketball season, and Nate Elrod was challenging C.J. Taylor for one-on-one after they'd done a basketball practice and this, that, and other. And C.J. was wanting to go home, and Nate was like, "No, man, let's go." And you scared, And so, I know
C.J. wasn't scared.
But going back to that that we're starting to build that culture in Warren County. I knew Nate was. He's wanting to step up and be that guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing that I took away from this game was the big play potential that came out of this offense. The 74-yard run, 75-yard pass. It's nice to have because it might not be that. At least in these first couple of games, it may take a little while to be the team that can be consistent 9, 10, 11, 12 plays in a row with, like you said, all 11 guys doing the same thing the same way.
Man, yeah.
So for right now, that having a guy like a Jathan Pleasant, Braylon Grayson, and there's some guys there's some more guys on the team that we're going to get.
Well, even Nate throwing that ball stuff like you said, those are playmakers, and they're doing what they do because now we've came in, studied, and watched film, and we saw how much potential we left on the table as far as our blocking and getting all those 11 guys on the table. So it's very exciting to see.
Well, let's take a look at the passing. Elrod 1 for 10 for 75 yards. Of course, that was a touchdown. Had 1 pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he had a couple of plays there too at the end that he had. We could have had 3 or 4 more completions in there. Just like you said, connection, timing, getting everybody on the side. But he had one throw in the fourth quarter that rolling to the right, threw back. He did the thing that you never want to do, which is throw back over the middle. But he threw it up over the linebacker. Would have been a big play.
Yeah.
We just couldn't make the connection on the other end.
Well, in the very first play, I think the very first series we go out, I think trying to convert the third down, and he throws it right in the dirt. Just a doink, And then, of course, that's expected.
Yeah.
He came off sidelines. He looked at me, and he knew. He's like, "Coach, my bad." That's all you can do.
Move on to the next
Move
play.
on, yeah.
Rushing, Braylon Grayson, 15 carries, 106 yards.
Yep.
Jathan Pleasant, 9 carries, 99 yards.
Oh, y'all couldn't find another yard on him, man. Come on.
We'll review the film. We'll find that. We'll find that 100 yard.
Find that 100, almost 100-yard rushers. That's huge.
We'll find that 100 yard.
Couldn't let him run one more time.
Oh, now you're blaming me. No. Blaming Coach Harris. That's what it is.
Tell the stat guy to find that 100 yard.
That's right.
Nate Elrod, 8 carries, 23 yards.
Yep.
And defensively, Braylon had 12 tackles. No surprises here.
Yeah, I mean, that kid's all over the field, man. But, the good thing is I think Braylon's play brings up some new guys' play. Dayton had a big game, D-line. Colin Painter was a guy made some strides. I know after reviewing film, his stats wasn't, great, but this kid did everything that he was asked to do, and that was Hunter Pizamente.
Yes.
And this is a kid that went from outside linebacker to inside linebacker to DN. And so he actually put his hands in the dirt, and he's down there, and he's one of my wrestlers. He's always wrestled 145, 152 pound weight classes, if that. So he's very undersized on the D line, but man, he done exactly what he's a coach to do, and very, very proud of that kid's play. So,
he was the kind of kid that if he doesn't do his job against the offense that they were running, especially with two very mobile quarterbacks,
that's right.
It could have got really ugly. Really quick.
And that was one thing we really challenged him and said, listen, man, if you do this and you don't do what you're asked to do, they're going to exploit you and they're going to make you look silly or make you look stupid. And, man, now, granted, what he had to do, he didn't get in on the tackles, didn't do that, but he did his job. Yep. So, I mean, Hunter Pizamente definitely, he's because they'll know it by the time the show comes out, he's getting our in-house defensive player of the game. Yeah. So, very, very proud of that young man.
Donaldson Lewis, 7 tackles. Dayton Jernigan, a forced fumble and 7 tackles. Colin Painter, a fumble recovery.
Dayton Jernigan with a great windmill, too.
Yeah, he's going to have to run. Yeah, y'all have earned him some extra laps around the football field is what y'all have done.
Special teams, Beckham Scott, your new kicker.
Very talented
two
kid.
made points after. Keldroy Cox, 1 kick return for 18 yards. And Jason Pleasant, 1 for 22 yards.
Yep. And then, I think because it was Lewis that had the inverted whistle.
Yes. Yeah. He would have had a 30. Yeah, he would have had a 30-yard.
30-yard return. And whether the whistle, whatever the case may be, his athletic. I feel very confident putting the ball in his hands. So
that inadvertent whistle that really hurt because we had a tough time having good field position to start with.
I hate to admit it. I heard it, but I don't. Here's my thing: if you have an inadvertent whistle, and I
should have redone it.
But here's nobody on the field stopped. It didn't slow anybody down. Everybody kept playing.
Yeah, I could hear it from the press box.
I saw a lot of. I saw a lot of people
watching.
I know Mount Juliet was probably like, "Oh no, our kids stopped playing." I was like, "No, y'all couldn't tackle the kid."
Coach Perry, you can watch the highlights. You can see him. He's jumping 4 foot in the air.
So.
But it is what it is. But I thought we should have re-kicked it. But anyway, field position, man, it's killed us.
Time for the player of the week.
Well,
and Coach, who's our player of the week?
I picked that one.
Yeah, it's not me. I do it in-house.
Warren County Sports Authority.
Yeah, that would be Braylon Grayson is the Security Federal Player of the Week. When you lead the team in offense and lead the team on tackles, we might as well get him out in the early bit. But you knew you knew what you were getting with that. And did he exceed your expectations any out of that game, or was this exactly kind of what you expected from a kid to come out there? 181 total yards, scores your touchdown, 12 tackles.
Yeah, I mean, he done exactly what I thought he was capable of doing. Got a little nervous there just because when he cramped up.
Yes.
I talked to him today. Yeah. Of course, we did some treatment today on him, and he said his calves was still sore as all get out, But that's where the game, people don't understand how important the playing games are because kids, you'll dig your toes in just a little bit harder, this, that, and other, and which it was good. And I'm sure he cramped up because he was doing exactly that. Yeah. Grayson did everything he was asked to do. Now, Grayson was our MVP in-house for the coaches or team awards as well. But the thing is, Grayson's has got as many minuses by his name as a lot of the other kids on the team. So it isn't like he's the end-all, be-all and did great. I mean, there's a lot. And a good thing. And a lot of the mistakes that we made are fixable, coachable, and correctable. And so, but yeah, that's Braylon's our dude. And I'd be silly to act like that wasn't the case.
Yeah, it was actually funny. I was sitting at this very same table. We're at a it was one of the concert nights. It actually might have been Joe Harvey night.
Yeah.
And I was sitting here, and we had the Mr. Football, C.J. Taylor was in the house. He had come back in from Nashville.
I didn't get invited.
And we sorry, it was me and C.J.
Jay, did you get invited?
No.
Me and Jay were sitting at home.
Yeah. So me and C.J. were sitting here and talking, and I asked him about the Braylon, what he, the thoughts he process, and Braylon being the man, after CJ
Right.
was kind of, and the one thing that CJ said, he was like, Braylon will get introduced this year to you need to be everywhere on defense, but also you're going to get hit 20 to 30 times on offense this year. How can you respond?
Yep.
I think, like you said, it's Sunday treatment's going to be big for him
and
this year,
that's where, like,
he stepped up.
Yeah, he did. And, and I mean, of course, we did treatment, and that's something that we're doing, and we started 2 years ago. And I mean, these kids, that's where it's so vital. That's why I'm worried about their week. This week here at the fair, just because they've got to take care of themselves, eat right, not just on Thursday night. They got to eat right Monday through Thursday, and Friday, and even on the weekends, take care of their body and stuff like that. Because the one thing I think that we've all will attest to is these kids, they'll go hard, man.
Yes.
They're going to be physical, and I go back to like Hunter. He's way undersized for that defensive end position, but man, he'll throw his body in front of a freight train.
Time now for the tough question for Turner.
Tough question for Turner.
Yes.
Coach, I'll tell you right now, I actually got this email at halftime during the game. So you can already guess. From Ryan Williams, a big reader on the Warren County Sports Authority. If you want to submit a tough question for Turner, you can. We'll have it WC Sports Authority at gmail.com. Hit us up on our Facebook page or Twitter at @_WCSA. Ryan Williams asked at halftime, Coach, why did we get 2 delay of game penalties while trying to punt during the first half?
Because our coaching staffs are idiots. No. No. Ryan Williams, thanks for the question. It's a great question. But literally, that was all coaching.
Yeah.
That was all coaching staff, personnel issues, because at that point, I think when we got those was later in the second half or the first half before halftime. Kids were starting to, Coach, I need a blow, and not even really realizing it, but the kids, I think, oh, maybe I can get a blow. Maybe I can get my back. I can tell Coach get my back in during punt, this, that, and other. And punt is so vital. They won't penalize you for having 10 guys on the field. Yeah. You're just stupid. And you have to live with that. And I try not to do that as much as we can. But when it comes to punt, it's worth either taking a delay of the game or a timeout or whatnot, and especially with our field position. We was already in bad field position.
Yeah, I think they were both half the distance penalties.
So it doesn't really matter. So I wanted to make sure everything was set up and good to go, and make sure we had all 11, and not just 11 guys. We have the right 11, because I know you've made a comment sometimes on kickoff, there'll be that one kid that's just exhausted because, somebody's ran down the field and we've got 10 on the field. Yeah. And sometimes on kickoff, you can grab a kid and say, hey, get in your lane, cover. Yeah. Punt, a little different. Punt is the only play that averages 30, 40 yards a game, and it's very, very vital that we have the right dudes on there. So, but it's all coaching and personnel. And that's what a lot of people don't realize, too, is I've got a lot of new coaches, and we're figuring things out, learning our things, and poor Coach Grover, he's my special teams guy. He's learning on the job training pretty hard, and the guys are doing great. But you've been on the sidelines long enough and you've been in the box long enough. It's intense on the sidelines on Friday nights. And you may think you can do it, but until you actually have to do it, because, I'm learning things every day. Every Friday night there's something new I learn. Yeah.
Well, I think Ryan actually might have did you a little bit of a favor, though.
Well, what did he do?
He asked at halftime. Because if he would have waited till the end of the game,
he would have been ripping me.
He would have been asking about
Go ahead now, ask your tough question, so we can clear this out to Pioneer Nation.
So we can ask about the fourth down. I wrote about it. You can check it out on the Warren County Sports Authority and the Good, Better, Best. Actually, it was in the game analysis on that. What happened on the 4th and 10.
You took my words right out of my mouth, because I think I turned around to the sideline and said, "What just happened?" But I'm pretty bold, and I'm pretty gutsy, and I'll go for it a lot of times. But I definitely ain't gonna call that particular play, and put us in that kind of situation, because we was in one score at that time, right?
No, it was 11, but it was an 11-point game. So I mean, you're still
within the game.
Within the game,
and we had time. I think
There was
I
about
knew
9 minutes
I
to go.
knew that at that score after that it was over.
Yeah.
Or I was like, ugh, this is tough.
You know that you've made it once they put
Screwed
up
up.
18. You're a 3-score.
Yeah, I
game.
screwed up. We screwed up. But the thing was, I think, because even Coach Harris, because we was all the way, of course, that was a big topic of discussion in the locker room or in the coach's office at the end of the night. I was like, man, what had happened? And of course, we had a new referee crew out of Knoxville. They was a little bit different than what we're used to, but. I think Coach Harris was ready to send a play in because we thought that the pass interference was going to go our way.
Yeah.
So it was going to be, I don't know, Jay, you remember where we would have been? Maybe on the 35, 40-yard line?
No, it wouldn't have been a spot foul. It would have been the 22 because you were on.
It would have been a first down.
It would have been a first down though. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Coach Harris, we had the play called that we ran.
Yeah.
But Nate, the kids are very trustworthy. They ran the play, and of course it just that's some of those first game jitters and mistakes and things that we wish we could take back, but no, that was not intentional.
Coach, when you had to make the decision to postpone the first 3 games, a lot of it was with an eye on Week 5, which is this week. Has the plan to be ready for the region games worked out, do you think?
I hope so. I think we've done everything we could do, and I'm very if somebody asked me, hey, did you expect to beat Mount Juliet last week? I think I talked to you guys before, and I don't care to say that. I would have been said deep down in my heart, I don't know if we was able to beat them. And maybe I've always been honest with my kids, been honest with everybody. I wanted to be competitive because I knew we had our back against the wall as far as being unprepared, had 4 days of practice, this, that, and other. I wanted that game to be competitive, but coming out of that game and seeing what we did, very excited. And I know this is going to be a battle with Cookeville, but I know this game helps us punch our postseason ticket. And that makes a lot of the bad taste of not being prepared at the first of the season or not being able to play at the first of the season will go away. And I also feel that too that I feel like there's some school systems out there that's pushed it so hard that that COVID bug may come back to bite them later on in the season. Yeah. And hopefully we've.
And nobody wants that.
No,
nobody wants that.
No,
at all.
I looked at us because I thought, we had a first round bye in the region because a lot of the Pioneer Nation don't know that region games are played on the odd games starting with week 3.
Yep.
That's why the whole Ridgeway game was evolved because there's only 5 teams in a region, so that means one team out of the region is always sitting at home.
Yep.
And, of course, we draw the short straw or the long straw, whatever. Either way, we got the first round bye, which made it very tough because most teams are playing.
Every other team in the state's playing a region game.
Yeah, so the only person we could find at that point was Ridgeway.
Or what was it, Ridgeway or Bowling Green?
No, it was West Warren, Bowling Green, Kentucky, returning state champions, this, that, and other.
They weren't ready.
But either way, and thought, things happen for a reason. I believe that in my heart, and I think that was just an opportunity for us because I don't know, COVID had shut us down enough that we would not have been competitive with DeKalb County or Sparta and Ridgeway. I don't really know because I don't know much about them.
Didn't know anything about them.
And of course now next year, it's kind of bites a little bit because we're going to have 4 home games next year because we've got to travel to Ridgeway because of contract. So, but no, I think things lined up for a reason, and I think we're good to go.
New look region this year. One thing didn't change. We're back with Cookeville. And Jeff, how long has this series been going on?
Well, this series predates me. I went back, looked through it. We started playing what was termed as Cookeville in 1975, but we've been playing Putnam County since 1970. Kicked off that 1970 season with Putnam County. We were 15-36 overall against Putnam County, but we're 1-0 in the last year. Got a whole new group to have to try to do it again this year, though.
Yeah, but the thing is, man, I like his group. I like his group. There's something special about them. I don't know. You ought to keep hanging.
Absolutely. A lot of fun last year. Everybody remembers the Ryland run of 26 yards, carrying the
Nate,
whole
I believe
Cookville team
people
on
in
his
the
back.
nation know that now.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody in the
You know.
nation knows the Hall of Famer
Yeah.
after his call on that game.
Yeah.
It got around.
And even you was like, he keeps going. He's still going, you know. And I mean, it was crazy, you know. But you know, we're gonna tell you. I'm gonna keep reminding my kids that they know that happens. And those the last year's juniors and sophomores that's on that team, they don't want that to happen again.
Nope.
But we dead-gum going to try to do it.
I like it.
All right, it's Warren County at Cookville. This coming Friday night, 7 o'clock, we'll have the broadcast on 92.1. The Ticket. Hope everybody can make the trip to Cookville.
Yes, get
This
your cotton candy and come on now.
We want to thank everybody for joining us this evening for Turner Time. We want to thank Security Federal and Mud Bums, our host for the evening.
Change up our look this year a little bit.
Yep.
For Coach Matt Turner and Warren County Sports Authority Jeff Simmons, I'm Jay Walker. We'll see you next time on Turner Time.
Go Pioneers.